The Department of Defense and its component departments do not endorse any non-federal entity, product, or service involved at this event. Appearance of any DoD resources or personnel at this event does not imply endorsement of any non-federal entity involved.
Welcome to the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. We're here at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and a look inside the pregame festivities. Tankers and Green Beret trucks, teams led on by the pipe and drum group, the Boston Police Gaelic Column, and just a few minutes ago, the Patriot Parachute team making a grand entrance onto the field. We're moments away from face-off as the elite athletes from the Green Beret Foundation team and the Navy SEAL Foundation team go head-to-head in this first-of-its-kind clash. With that, we welcome you inside our broadcast booth alongside California Redwood star Nakeie Montgomery. I'm Jake Zimmer. Thanks for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. Now, Nakeie, this is a great day for the game of lacrosse, and this game seems like it's been a long time coming.
Oh, yeah. A year ago, for the playoffs here in Boston, the PLL invited some of the Green Berets to come out to the game, and then from there, conversations began about, the crossover between special operations in the Army and lacrosse players. Right, from there, the league went and discussed with the Navy SEAL Foundation, and they found the same thing. Right, they found that, among other traits, teamwork, toughness, camaraderie, stamina are some of the top traits from their top people in their branches of the military. And so from there, the PLL, along with its sponsors, whose obviously mission is to continue to grow the game and continue to take it to the best place possible, put this game on in less than a year. Yeah,
Gillette Stadium, one of the hallowed grounds in sports, an ideal setting for this first-of-its-kind game. Let's take a look at the format of the first-ever Stars and Stripes Classic. All PLL rules and scoring, so you've got the two-point arc, the same time frames as well. Given the necessity to protect the identities of our Special Operations Command veterans, we cannot use player names here today. We'll be identifying players by their number and their team. We'll use a couple acronyms today as well. Team GBF is the Green Beret Foundation team, and NSF, the Navy SEAL Foundation team. Well, Green Beret Foundation's head coach is Joe Alberisi, who has had an accolade-ridden career as a head coach of Army West Point's men's lacrosse program.
Over the week, I got a chance to speak with a couple of West Point alums who have had the opportunity and privilege to be under his tutelage. One word: toughness. You're going to come into West Point as a freshman, you're going to leave a West Point man.
We caught up with Coach Alberisi a bit earlier, and here's what he had to say about today's historic game.
Oh, it's just great to be part of this inaugural event. What the PLL is doing for both of these groups, the Green Beret and the SEALs, just first-class operation all the way. And for our guys for the service to our country and what they've done to have this little this game for them, just incredible, incredible.
Joe Amplo will man the sideline for the Navy SEAL Foundation team. He's entering year 5 with Navy's college lacrosse program, and he certainly has a unique perspective, having built Marquette's program from the ground up.
Yes, sir. Getting to speak with a couple of his alums from Marquette and Navy, right? The most common word: motivator. He knows how to get a group of men on the bus and get the bus going in the correct direction. When you're creating, when you're considering your options and your actions, preferential versus principle. What is the right thing to do?
Yeah, Joe Amplo and Coach Alberisi have had a storied rivalry. This is the honorary coin presentation just a couple of minutes ago. Retired U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink was along with Chief Warrant Officer 2 Nick Lavery. Had the inaugural coin toss presided over by the head referee Dave Pinciero. We'll have a chance to catch up with both Jocko and Nick later on today. Well, it is a stunning day for lacrosse here at Gillette Stadium. 76 degrees at face-off. We'll get to 78 by around 4 p.m. today. Partly cloudy, winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. It is an ideal day here in Foxborough as the Green Beret Foundation team and the Navy SEAL Foundation team squaring off. Green light given.
We are underway.
Let's see which unit takes the lead here in Foxborough. The Navy SEAL Foundation team is in blue. They'll go from right to left. And the Green Beret Foundation team in the military beige will go left to right. They'll defend here first. Again, given the necessity of protecting the identity of our players competing today, we'll be referring to them by number and team. We had some inside info from the coaches that there'll be no shortage of athleticism here today. There were already folks warming up, and taking 2 bombs and laying hits on each other, so expect the high level of physicality here as the first shot clock violation of the day goes to NSF.
Oh, they look good. We were at practices yesterday. They were getting after it, man. They were one of the Navy guys threw a pass and they didn't quite hook it up, and the interaction that they had, it was just what men do. You know, it wasn't your fault, my fault. It was just a, hey, here's what we need to do. Let's get on the same page and let's get it done next time.
And the teams met this weekend, practice inside some of the Gillette Stadium facilities, and the energy level off the chains these first couple of days. Green Beret Foundation team going to work. Here's 5.
Oh my.
And 19, the first shot of the day on either side.
Each high shot. Each team got a high shot. That's all right. Getting settled in.
Uniform so
Good idea.
crystal clean here on both sides too. The Navy SEAL Foundation team uniform with the frog on the front. We'll get Jocko Willink's thoughts on that a bit later. He was a big fan of those uniforms. And another shot clock violation. This time it's on the Green Beret Foundation team.
Early on, 2 shot clocks. That's all right. It's going to happen. These guys, a lot of them haven't played PLL rules. As fast as the PLL has made the game, they're like, whoa, 32-second shot clock is light speed.
And it's changed so much. You have to think maybe some of these folks have played the college game or at least a high level of lacrosse in the past. And pre-90-second shot clock at the highest level. For those that don't know, the college men's game was on a 30-second shot clock to be started at the referee's discretion for many years. If you thought the team was stalling or needed to pick up the pace of play, that shot clock went on. That game has obviously changed very much. That was a move that pretty much was unanimously supported by college coaches. So, to your point, Nakeie, definitely a bit of a different game here that a lot of these men have played.
Woo, got a save, shot save. Nice save by the Green Beret Foundation goalie. Right, this game's going to be interesting, man, because it's looking like a slow game right now, right? But the winner of this game is probably going to be the team that ends up playing faster, aka settling into the game. I know that kind of sounds contradicting, right? But this is going to be a game where when you settle in, you're going to realize how fast the game has to be played now with the 52 or 32-second shot clock.
GBF has number 10 in goal. There's a possibility that they may switch those goalkeepers up later on today.
Ooh, check that out. The Navy SEAL Foundation jumping picks, doubling back at X, trying to play a little faster, trying to speed up the Green Beret Foundation. And here we go.
Love that already.
Got some transition.
Big hustle play by the long pole here for the Navy SEAL Foundation team. It can't finish. Just barely mishandled the pass at the crease.
I mean, what an unselfish play by the pole for the Navy SEAL Foundation. He's coming all the way down. It's just team. It's everything we love about these guys. It's everything we love about him. He's coming down, first goal, now I'm gonna hit my guy, right? Don't hook it up, who cares? We'll hook it up next time.
You said it pretty much 100% accurately. These folks are all about team. It's not, hey, it's your fault, hey, it's my fault. It's, let's go approach this as a team. As NSF going to work. And the Green Beret Foundation team's goalies all over it here.
Got a ground ball corner, nice pickup. Oh, we're running.
Green Beret Foundation has a pep in their step, but they'll slow it down, get the right personnel on the field. Just about 5 minutes have come and gone, still no score. Jake Zimmer and Nakeie Montgomery here with you at Gillette Stadium. Picture perfect day for lacrosse. One of 3 events that'll take place here today with the PLL quarterfinals a little bit later on. Inaugural Stars and Stripes Classic here on ESPN+. Firing away, this just misses. And the goalie for the Navy SEAL Foundation team, sporting 4, didn't have to make a play on it. From behind the net now, he's gobbled up by the defense.
Through all the contact. Oh, look at Navy, they're trying to play fast. They're trying to get upfield, let's go, let's go. And they got it up, let's run, let's see what we got.
Love the athleticism already, as we mentioned.
You can see it, you can tell, right? The teams are starting to play a little faster. Right? They're starting to come down and dodge as soon as they get over, right? They're catching on. Woo! Throwing some lumber.
The pulls are relentless already.
Better strap your pads up.
And the Green Beret Foundation.
Oh,
but
we're hustling.
the Navy SEAL Foundation comes away with a big turnover, back and forth. Love the physicality here as the Green Beret Foundation team comes away with it.
And they are clearing it upfield, but Navy SEAL Foundation team is not giving up. Relentless ride all the way to the midfield. Navy SEAL Green Beret Foundation gets it down the side, in the inside, and a goal! No goal.
Squeaks in, but it's ruled no goal and a crease violation, so the first goal of the day is wiped off.
And here's Navy trying to get up the field fast.
Each side has forced 3 turnovers so far. Here's another look at the replay of that last sequence. The skip pass across the field.
Oh, good call.
Just barely
and here we
crease.
are.
The first goal of the day goes to Team NSF.
A 2-bomb.
We knew that coming in. There'd be some 2-point attempts here as the Navy SEAL Foundation team up 2-0 on the Green Beret Foundation. Athleticism rampant here at Gillette Stadium, and the first goal of the day is a 2-bomb. Back after this, it's a Stars and Stripes Classic powered by Ticketmaster.
What a shot.
Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes Classic powered by Ticketmaster. Navy SEAL Foundation up on the Green Beret Foundation 2-0 as we are smack dab in the middle of the first quarter. Well, the Navy SEAL Foundation does tremendous work for warriors, veterans, and families of the Navy SEAL community. We'll learn about that a bit more when CEO Robin King joins us in the broadcast. But all of their work, Nakeie, is anchored by 5 pillars of support. That's strength, community, resilience, education, and health.
Yes, sir. They've got about 30 organizations that support the 5 pillars of support. 94 cents on every dollar that's given to the NSF goes to the 5 pillars of support.
.540 on the clock here. Jake Zimmer and Nakeie Montgomery in the booth here at the inaugural Stars and Stripes Classic.
Nice ground ball by the NSF team. These guys look like pros, right? Some of these guys look like pros, man.
It's amazing. You know, Jocko Willink, retired U.S. Navy SEAL, has commented the past couple of weeks on how athletic these lacrosse players really are. It's a trait that they look for when recruiting, just having the athleticism of a lacrosse player, and made several references to kind of the mental capacity you need to have. It's a nice spear from the goalie 10.
Right, and that's a great point and a great segue kind of into something, right? A lot of these guys didn't go to Army or Navy. Right, a lot of these guys went to 4-year colleges, right? Wanted to play lacrosse, and then after, or maybe somewhere along their 4 years, decided, right, to go live their life for a greater good. Right, that's incredible, and like you said, right, the confidence and how hard lacrosse workouts are, right, how hard the fall is, and how you might run 5 miles in a day, and then you got to lift, and then then you got school.
Big takeaway for the Navy SEAL Foundation here. Not a good defensive play to start things off. As a reminder, given the necessity of protecting the identity of the players competing in today's game, we'll be referring to them throughout our broadcast by their number and team. You see GBF and NSF on your score bug at home as well, the Green Beret Foundation team and the Navy SEAL Foundation team.
These guys all still got it. It's great.
Right, they pick up exactly where they left off, and to our comment earlier about how some of them may not have played this game in a while. Of course, we don't have the identities of these guys, but there are several that may not have even picked up a stick in several years, and you would never be able to tell from the product on the field.
Would never be able to tell. Right, and that's another thing about these guys, right? Can't tell these guys that they can't do something. Right, they're going to get it done. Right, they do everything. Everything they do is hard. That's the only thing they know. They're going to make it happen.
Each team with 5 turnovers now, so especially on that defensive front. Some really sound defense being played to break up passes and make a couple of big hits.
Navy got away with one there. I thought they had 7 guys. They must have snuck them off. Nice save by the Navy goalie.
There's a flag on the play here.
And a tough ground ball by Army.
They're going to let the Green Beret Foundation team keep going until it trickles out of bounds, and flag on the play.
Late hit.
Dave Pinciero is the head referee today.
Hit,
he's been a mainstay at the college game.
Fouls on Navy, 43, 1 minute, unnecessary.
So the first penalty of the day goes to 43, the Navy SEALs team for unnecessary roughness, and GBF will get a man up for the first time today. Save made on Navy, and you can see the hit on the top right of your screen there.
Got him in the back a little bit, a little gamesmanship. I'm not just gonna come and shoot that for free. Give him a little nudge, let him know you're there.
It's the Green Beret Foundation team on the power play, looking to catalyze the offense a bit. We've seen one goal that was a two-pointer for NSF.
Whoa, nice. Now that one might be a
into the goal.
I think that one's good. There we go.
So 24 winds up for the Green Beret Foundation, and it just barely trickles in. Very similar to the one we saw waved off before our first break. But the Green Beret Foundation team will take them however they come. It's 2-1.
Classic, right? Shot, save. All right, let's get some. Maybe we got a chance. We do. We'll take it.
Put back for 17 there as 24 put a little extra on it. Here's a look inside the cage, how close this really was.
Call that a Kobe assist. Look
Green
at him.
Beret
Look at
Foundation
him.
Excited to be on
They're
the board.
stoked. Come on, this means everything.
First goal, so pregame jitters worn off for both sides, hopefully. And 2-1 your score, Navy SEAL Foundation with the lead.
That celebration's all you need to see. I mean, fans are continuing to trickle in. Beautiful day. We're getting after it. 2-1, Navy SEAL Foundation.
They're reviewing whether it hit the player's stick or the goalie's stick here.
The difference would be 1 or 2, right? If it's only off of the goalie stick, it looked like that shot, the initial shot was released from behind the 2-point arc. So if it only hit the goalie stick, that would be a 2-point goal, not a 1-point goal. But if it did trickle off of the teammate from the Green Beret Foundation that was near the crease inside of the arc, then that's what you see on your screen with the 1-point goal.
Coach Albarisi having a brief word with Dave Pinciero, the head ref, and now Pinciero's talking to head of competition Seth Tierney. There's another look. Tough to tell from that angle. 24 wound up. Looks like they may have reached a conclusion.
Oh, it looked like it touched the Green Beret Foundation player.
Doesn't look like they're going to take anything off the board or add another, so looks like the call is standing. 2-1, favorite team NSF.
We're scrapping. Look at him. I mean, you're not going to see anyone on this field rake a ground ball today. Everyone's got 2 hands, they're getting low, and they want to pick up the ball. Simple.
2:30 to go here in the first. Green Beret Foundation looking to build on some momentum here. Again, almost impeccable defense on both sides so far. You like to think Coach Albarisi wants to get the offense moving a bit now.
Nothing short of what you see from Coach Amplo and Coach Albarisi's team every spring, right? Navy.
Rocket by the Green Beret Foundation team. They're the last ones to it, so they'll keep possession.
Right, watch college lacrosse during the spring. Navy's always, consistently, right, holding their opponents to less than 10 goals, less than 11 goals, right? Same with Joe Albarisi's teams over at West Point, right? And so you're seeing a product of that on the field right now.
That's a great point on the way Albarisi has carried his teams. Army West Point had one of the best teams in the nation last year. They earned their program's first ever #1 overall ranking. Were undefeated for several weeks. Army West Point, one of the perennial forces now in the college game.
Without a doubt, like I said, man, ooh, nice slide, right? That defense, right, and their toughness, right? It's just their toughness, right? It's hard to beat, hard to compete against, right? They're gonna whack you every time. They're gonna go so hard. They're never, ever, ever gonna quit, right? It's not easy to play against them, and that's what these coaches bring.
And look, it's obvious you've played Nakeie.
Wow!
Wow, look at that. Great goal for the Navy SEAL Foundation as they're back on the board. Beautiful cut to get open, and he just stung the top right corner.
Teamwork. They're just playing 2-man at X. They've been doing it the whole first quarter. Playing 2-man at X, and they got him. Run by, get a half step over there. Boom.
And that 2-man at X strategy, that's straight out of the PLL playbook. It's lovely.
It's classic. It's as classic as it gets. Right, let's get the defense to just have a slight miscommunication. We'll get a half step around the goal the other way. Let's put it on cage and see what happens.
Not much he can do about that one. That's right at the goalie, but nothing he can do.
3-1 Navy SEAL Foundation.
And Nakeie, you've obviously played against defenders that are stronger than you, more athletic in its own way. How does that kind of relate to what you see going on, where you're going down the field, you know these guys are going to make you pay if you make one misstep? How do you approach that?
Yeah, right. Playing offense, you can't, right? It doesn't really matter, right? You go and you train all week and you do what you do, and you know, you might take a shot and get hit in the back, or you might take a shot and get pushed or tripped or fall on your shoulder, whatever, right? But you can't let that get to your head. It's going to hurt. You're going to have a couple bruises. And there we go. Another one.
Capitalizing on the defensive miscommunication is 15 of the Navy SEAL Foundation team. And they're up 4-1. They got a little momentum in their pocket here.
Assisted goals. Navy SEAL Foundation's finding it together. They're finding it together.
Beat one defender, and then the next defender misses his mark. NSF makes him pay.
Nice pass. Right, that's what happened. Same player who scored the last goal.
Navy has hit their last 3 shots as it's 4-1. Coach Amplo's happy about this performance so far. Team's playing good defense. They're fearless in winding up from downtown and have made some really good plays to catch the defense off guard so far.
They're playing confident.
Under a minute to go.
Oh, they're enjoying the fast rules.
Yeah, they are adjusting very well to this 32-second shot clock off the face.
Look at the Navy defensemen hunting, right? They're running all around the field, chasing attackmen, right? Not letting them get comfortable.
Face-off battle.
That's what happens.
Face-off battle pretty even so far as well. NSF with 3 and GBF with 2. This Navy SEALs trying to keep this in play offensively. With 10 seconds to go.
Oh my.
Heroic play on the sideline. And it's stuffed by the defender.
Good block.
One last shot. Might have been from downtown as well, but just misses left. And the Green Beret Foundation team gets bailed out in those last couple of seconds.
Gotta say, they might have got a little lucky there.
4-1 as the Navy SEAL Foundation team is ahead of the Green Beret Foundation team. Coming up next, we talk to Chief Warrant Officer 2, Nick Lavery, and the President and CEO of the Green Beret Foundation, Charlie Iacono. Back after this. This is the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster.
You know, the Army-Navy football game is one that's historic. And I just went to my first one this past year, which was actually also at Gillette Stadium. So I imagine we're going to see a very similar dynamic up here for the Stars and Stripes Classic, where you're gonna see 2 groups of men that are incredibly competitive, and they are there to win. And for that duration on that field, they love that individual, they respect that individual, but they're going to war against that following team. Other than in football, I don't know of there being a team-driven athletic competition to this scale from 2 opposing branches going at it. So I'd say, from my knowledge, this is a historic event.
Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. 4-1 in favor of the Navy SEAL Foundation over the Green Beret Foundation here at Gillette Stadium. And we are honored to be joined here in the broadcast booth by Chief Warrant Officer 2, Nick Lavery, and the President and CEO of the Green Beret Foundation, Charlie Iacono. Nick, firstly, thank you for your service to the United States.
Thank you.
This is a first-of-its-kind event here, right? And your comments on how this kind of has the feel of an Army-Navy game. You've been watching the first quarter. How has this met your expectations?
I'll tell you, it's proven to live up to the hype. It's proven to live up to my expectation. You know, I knew the first minute or 2 was going to be just outright belligerent violence of action, and then teams settled down and actually stopped playing more tactical lacrosse. So I think it's been phenomenal thus far. The energy in the stadium and on the sidelines is palpable, man. You can feel it.
And the venue, too. I mean, you're a Boston native. You grew up watching the Patriots here. You know, just how fitting is this place for this game?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's perfect. When you think about the start of this nation that we all get to represent, it really started not that far down the street from here. A couple of guys over a pint that basically said, like, I don't like the way things are going. Let's do something about it. Fast forward, and here we are. So I couldn't imagine a more fitting venue for this momentous maiden voyage.
Well, as we get back to action here, the Navy SEAL Foundation leads the Green Beret Foundation 4-1. Jake Zimmer and Nakeie Montgomery joined here in the booth by Chief Warrant Officer 2 Nick Lavery and the President and CEO of the Green Beret Foundation, Charlie Iacono.
You said it. A blessing to be a part of this momentous maiden voyage. Well said.
Yes, sir.
It's incredible. So far, gentlemen, good defense on both sides, but
Solid
Green Beret
team.
Foundation team, what do they have to do? What do they have to start doing here? And there's a goal for the Navy SEAL Foundation. What an excellent move. They get back on the board 5-1.
Right, same thing, right? After the shot, a little gamesmanship, let them know you were there, right? Get up, celebrate with the fellas, all 6 of us. Great job. Hugs, handshakes. We'll go do it again.
It's all good. You know, the team dynamic of our squad is absolutely paramount. That's been the message of the entire week, not just from the Foundation's perspective, but quite honestly from what Coach A and Coach Benson has been doing and what these guys represent every single day out on the field of battle and when they're downrange. And look, there's the story, the history of the regiment, the fact that we were first, 1952. We've had our backs up against the wall countless times, and you know, score is what the score is right now. But we're gonna keep pushing forward, lean forward in that foxhole, and hopefully dig ourselves out of this little bit of a deficit that we got going here. But when it comes push to shove, you know, regardless of what team wins, we've got that's a great goal. Hard on that goalie. You know, Team America wins today. That's really quite honestly the message both Robin King and I have been saying all week long. I mean, this is the finest men that the United States of America puts forward to represent our nation and defend our incredible freedoms that we're gifted to have.
The Navy SEAL Foundation now 5 scores by 5 different players as they're cruising to a 6-1 lead here against the Green Beret Foundation. This is an excellent skip pass, Nakeie, and he just puts it home.
Oh, yeah. That was a very nice look.
Possible little crease violation on there on his footwork there. You know, I don't know why we're not getting those calls.
What team you guys supporting?
I was thinking it from the booth too.
Yeah,
Unbiased opinion.
I was thinking it from the booth, but I wasn't gonna say.
I'm going to tell you that I don't think you're going to see another guy get that close to the crease wide open like that again for the rest of the game.
He's not gonna stand after he shoots, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 2 goals in the last 16 seconds for the Navy SEAL Foundation team. Gentlemen, we've been talking about this in the first quarter. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell that some of these athletes out there haven't picked up a stick in several years. I mean, the athleticism is off the charts here. That must be your perception of this game so far, too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, these guys, most of which are still very active in the fight, have obviously a requirement to maintain a high state of physical readiness on top of all the other tactical and technical tasks that we're required to be proficient in. And I think that this is a great example of what you get in a very short duration of time.
There you go. That's the hit we're looking for.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Well, of course, we're going to throw the flag because,
Couple of flags down.
That's all right.
Was that a penalty?
That
looked good to me.
It looked good to me, too.
It looked good to me, man. I don't know.
What a save by the Green Beret goalie.
I mean, I thought we were playing lacrosse here, but, you know.
Yes.
It's like the goalkeeper for Team NSF is down. They'll briefly pause. A couple of flags down as well on the other side of the field after that hit.
Looks like one of the long stick middies.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
6-1 your score here. Navy SEAL Foundation team is cruising offensively. Flag on the play. Here's Dave Pinciero.
Fouls on 19 gold, 1 minute, unnecessary roughness.
So the Green Beret Foundation team sporting 19 will get an unnecessary roughness. Here's a look at the hit down at the other end. Maybe just a bit up high here for the Green Beret Foundation side.
I think Nick, you'd probably be able to speak to a little bit of this, but up high at the PLL perspective, but that probably is just a run-of-the-mill hit when you're doing PT and training.
That looked clean to me, man. That looked clean to me.
Maybe they're giving the goalie a bone, something like that.
Yeah.
So the hit and the injury here. We'll take a quick break. This is the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. Getting back to action here. 10:13 on the clock. The Navy SEAL Foundation team up 6-1 on the Green Beret Foundation team. We're here with Chief Warrant Officer 2 Nick Lavery and the President and CEO of the Green Beret Foundation, Charlie Iacono. And Charlie, it's a good segue to how this game really came to be. It started off with bringing a bunch of Green Berets to Gillette Stadium last year, and then a couple of conversations with Mike Rabel, this thing came to be. We'd love your perspective on it.
Yeah, you know, it was a year ago yesterday where we were down on the field, and Mike turned to me and said, hey, what else can we do? This has been fantastic. And I said, hey, let's bring together the two most elite units together and compete on the field of lacrosse and hopefully settle one of the fiercest rivalries. And it's really just come together, the force multiplier mindset that not just the regiment embodies, but really the PLL embodies. And these guys working together, I mean, neither of these two teams have had months together to practice. We pulled, the practice schedule has been 3 or 4 days, a couple hours a day. So we've put together an awesome team. So has the Navy SEAL Foundation. It's been a great game so far. And, the PLL has just been such a fantastic partner. We are blessed to work with them and see them as a longtime partner. We look forward to doing this for many years to come.
That's a great segue into something that we discussed, Charlie, in practice about the force multiplier mindset, and that is, a trait or a quality that you said that you guys look for in the Green Berets, and then you also mentioned how the PLL applies their force multiplier mindset into growing the game and continue to make the game elevate. So, Nick and Charlie, just talk more about the force multiplier mindset, what it means and what it can produce.
Yeah, it's really boils down to 2 words that you can find in the definition of unconventional warfare, which is the Green Beret's primary mission, is we work with and through other people. That's it. And those are qualities and personality traits that we look for in individuals from the very beginning in selection, because it's one thing to be really good at something. It's something else to be good enough to be able to teach somebody else how to do it and do it effectively. And that's why we exist.
Well said.
A little pushing and shoving. The physicality is ramped up here on the sideline. 8.5 minutes to go here in the second. And Team NSF trying to keep this from going out. They'll do so unsuccessfully as the Green Beret Foundation team takes over.
Got to score here. Got to get back into this game.
Need something.
Feels like they've moved the ball well on offense, but it just hasn't translated into anything. 0 shots this quarter for Team GBF as well.
Right, but do you think there's a soul on the Green Beret Foundation sideline that thinks they're going to lose?
There you go.
Bingo, baby.
Just like that.
It's certainly
There
not
it is.
number 6
No
on
way.
Team GBF.
Just like that.
Back on the board. This is their first shot of the quarter, and they're 1 for 1.
This is all they do.
This guy standing right next to me to my right is a perfect example of don't ever bet against the Green Beret, right? His service record, his service to the nation, what he's seen, what he's gone through, the fact that he's still an active duty Green Beret. There's not one soul down on that field that thinks we're going to lose. And with the 2-point line, hey, there's also a great little fundraiser going on at the 4th quarter. We might just be holding those goals for the 4th quarter so we can start to raise some money for the Green Beret Foundation.
That's right.
Some great passing, off balance, retreating, and scores. That's some pure athleticism right there.
And that's a hard goal to defend, too. My son plays goalie, and there's a lot of movement going on right in front of the goal, and guys getting off balance, and sometimes it just comes together. Not always pretty, though, but goal is a goal.
And Charlie, last year when you brought those Green Berets here to watch the game with the support of the PLL, what was their reaction to looking out and seeing, maybe it was how fast the game is, how it's changed from maybe they played at some point, right? What was their reaction here at the quarterfinals last year?
That's a great question. Just awe, really. I mean, what the PLL has accomplished and what it has done for the game globally is just absolutely fantastic. Here we go.
Here we go, baby.
Here we go.
We need that one spark.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
here we go.
about.
Yeah.
That one spark.
Don't ever bet against
Here we
us.
go.
It is just that how quickly the game changes, and you see that at the collegiate level, guys down, a couple of goals, but boom, in the PLL you can just get right back into it, and it just takes a few seconds.
Talk about right back in. That's less than a minute for the 2 goals this quarter for the Green Beret Foundation.
Kid's a shooter.
Nice shot.
Great shot. We need to keep you guys in the booth. You got a little mojo going for the Green Berets, man.
There we go.
Yeah, can we talk about how good our uniforms look too? I mean,
they're sleek.
it's both teams, but ours look great. We're just so proud of Champion and all the sponsors the PLL has brought together to this team in this game to make this happen. It's just we're truly indebted to the entire community of the PLL.
The sleek military beige look almost for the Green Beret Foundation, and then of course the symbolic frog on the Navy SEAL side. We'll have Jocko Willink in here a bit later to talk about what that means to him. 17 for the Green Beret Foundation's up to 2 goals on the day.
Better watch out outside.
Go, boys.
Ball movement looks good.
Yeah, some great passing, and you had to figure Coach Albarisi's group would come around and start to pepper some shots on net. Finally see that coming to fruition here.
It's getting louder, more and more people trickling in.
And Charlie, of course, you mentioned before this great
Look at the
coaching
ride.
staff.
Nice D.
Oh yeah, what an incredible job by the Green Beret Foundation clearing defense.
That's the clock, I think. There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, there we go.
Gotta drop it. Gotta drop it. Come on, Green Berets, let's go. Move it
Shot
up.
clock reset, and the Green Beret Foundation will start off with it.
What a ride. I mean, just 20 seconds of just relentless. You're not getting past the midfield line.
Yeah.
Me and my team, we're not letting you get past the midfield line.
That's it.
Simple.
I like it. Simple approach and very hard to execute, but when you can, it certainly makes for a formidable opponent.
Right, but isn't that the story of their life? Simple approach, near impossible to execute. Got to make it happen anyway.
Yeah.
What's the excuse? Got to make it happen anyway.
Few better to support that statement than Chief Warrant Officer 2 Nick Lavery. Several tours of duty abroad in Afghanistan, Iraq, and others. A decorated military career.
Oh, watch this.
One-on-one.
Oh, they're coming. They're coming. He felt it, and he moved it. That's nice.
Yeah, good
Great
presence.
help defense from the Navy SEAL Foundation team, too. But good presence from the
Oh, there
Green
we
Beret
go.
Foundation.
That's us. That's for us.
Pushing
That's
the
good.
back on the Navy SEAL team, and they'll go back the other way.
Green Berets just applying pressure. Just applying pressure. Applying pressure.
You know, it's incredible. This sport, I had the fortunate opportunity to play this for quite some time, and you know, different positions have obviously different roles in the game, but you know, the attackman, one of the key characteristics of a good attackman, in my opinion, is the presence of when the pressure is becoming to be applied. And you know, that's, if you can sense that and get the ball out, you know, move it, keep the ball in the air, not have it on the ground, you know, you can win games. And like you were saying before, these guys don't play lacrosse all the time, right? They're doing much harder jobs, much harder work than we are doing on a regular basis. And you know, we should feel very blessed and privileged to be able to watch these incredible athletes on the field today. It's just been fantastic.
Charlie Iacono with us, along with Chief Warrant Officer 2 Nick Lavery. Jake Zimmer and Nakeie Montgomery here in the booth. Beautiful day at Gillette Stadium.
It's a good check there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great check by the Green Beret Foundation. NSF looking to break the 2-0 run.
There you go, goalie.
Another great
Here we go,
takeaway.
here we go, 1-0.
The defense has
He's going
been
coast to coast, baby.
Certainly incredible. Here
He's
comes
going.
the goalie.
Here we go.
This scares me.
Yeah, this is, as a dad to a goalie, now he's got to get back. They're just going to launch it. Oh, boy.
Oh, help him out. Good, though. That was just enough. See, look at this ride. Look at this ride. It's just enough. Turn him back. Hustle, hustle.
Back.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, the goalkeeper there almost tried to pull off a Blaze Reardon from a couple of weeks ago.
And he saves it.
Comes back with a great
Clear
save. In true Blaze style, it's 4 saves for him.
And they're getting
there
up.
we go. Come on now. Come on.
Here comes Team GBF. They're moving the ball well, and it just sails over his head. They couldn't finish.
I thought he should have shot it.
Yeah, that's the rust still on him, you know. That won't happen third quarter, fourth quarter. Yeah.
Running full speed.
Give him another 5 minutes, and that pass is going straight in his chest.
Just great lacrosse. I mean, look, and now the goalie's out. I mean, they're starting to feel their groove, both sides, and that's what we want to see as fans of the game, right? We want to be able to, you know, demonstrate just how incredible these athletes are, but then also that they're having fun out there, and you can tell, even with the pushing and shoving, you know, this is good stuff for the game.
Dude, you would think that these guys have been playing together for months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like just the
just incredible.
synergy and the way they're moving and talking. We're talking 2 days, man.
Yeah, they've only started practicing at the beginning of the weekend, essentially, and, you know, Nakeie was marveling at practice a couple of days ago, saying, you know, how well they're in great shape, obviously, and picking up like, you know, they never left the game.
Great shape, man, but I'm telling you, it's how they interacted with each other. That's what I was picking up.
That's what it is.
It was just, you know, it's simple communication, right? And it's what I need, and it's what I can give you, right? That's it. It's not, there's no pointing fingers. There's none of that. It's simple communication. It's what I need. It's what I can give you. It's how we can do it together.
Yeah, be there for your brother.
Yes, sir. Be there for your brother. Right?
GBF.
Lacrosse, military, work, right? All the same. right? Those traits, right, that the Green Berets and the Navy SEALs look for, right? They're all on display, and they were all on display as soon as I got to practice yesterday at 7 a.m.
And Nick, obviously, you know, no stranger to a battle, right? You come into something like this, it's so unique and so brand new. You know, how do you approach being a leader on the field in a setting like this? You know, it was be there for your brother, of course, but, you know, how do you approach leading a team like this?
Well, I think our two head coaches are doing a phenomenal job of that. How fast can you get to know your assets? How fast can you get to know their strengths and weaknesses? Can you keep the communication simple? Right? Do you default to an aggressive mentality? And that's it. There's no need to overcomplicate it. One of the expressions we have is our mission is to solve complex problems on behalf of this nation. How do you solve a complex problem? It's with simple solutions, and that's it.
And you served our nation diligently, of course, as a Chief Warrant Officer, too. We'll take a look at some of the photos from your time as a Green Beret. Of course, in 2013, while deployed to Afghanistan, you fell victim to an insider attack, ultimately resulting in the loss of your leg. You're considered, to my knowledge, the first Special Forces operator to return back to combat as an above-the-knee amputee as well. Recipient of the Silver Star, 3 Purple Hearts, 2 Bronze Stars, countless other awards, and a decorated military career. Again, you can see some of the extensive list on your resume. Again, thank you so much for serving our nation. You know, what's been your biggest takeaway, you know, kind of after, of course, what happened and getting back on your feet, getting back into battle to serve our nation?
Yeah, I think we're seeing it on the field. We live it every day. It's resilience, it's mental toughness, it's discipline, it's how much do you believe in the mission, how much do you love being around the guys you get to be around. And when you start to combine those ingredients, anything is possible, man.
Well, Nick and Charlie, we very much appreciate you guys hopping in the booth with us. This is a great day of lacrosse, and we appreciate all the efforts from the Green Beret Foundation to make this a reality. We can't thank you gentlemen enough for having spent some time in the booth.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
That was Nick Lavery and Charlie Iacono. We thank them very much. Always an insightful discussion. The Green Beret Foundation team chipping away in this lead. 6-3. The Navy SEAL Foundation team has a slight lead. 1:40 left to go as a timeout on the field. And the Green Beret Foundation team will start off with possession here. Nakeie, just some observations from the second quarter. You know, obviously the defense has been really good. A quick little run for NSF. What else are you noticing out there?
They're playing with more energy on the offense and the defense. They're playing faster. They're playing with more energy. And here they are. Another shot, no backup. Oh, they got backup.
It was a great look. And 17 has been all over for GBF today. They're backing up his guys, making a lot of plays offensively. Tried to shovel it in there.
Just one more thing about Charlie and Nick Lavery and all the guys on the field that we're watching today. During one of the commercial breaks, I asked Nick, I said, look, I wrote down all of your accomplishments. There's like 50 of them. I said, which one do you think about sometimes when you wake up? What's your favorite one, right? There's so many of them. He said his star with a V for Valor. Why? Because his peers voted him for that. That's so cool, I think, man. Right, that carries more weight, and he understands that.
50 seconds to go as the Green Berets trying to cook something up here.
Oh, they're giving it to the, Green Berets. Here we go.
Yes, they will. There's been some
but look at the ride
defense on both sides.
Fantastic hustle, and they called a timeout right when they picked it up.
You see the frog on the center of the uniform for the Navy SEAL Foundation team. A significant depiction of or persona, I should say, of the Navy SEAL Foundation. .30 seconds to go now. Navy SEAL Foundation team up 6-3, and a big takeaway by GBF.
20 seconds, that's plenty of oh my.
Pushing the tempo, finding a cutter, can't get it to go. But they run back and get the rebound here.
They are playing
to
fast.
42 in the middle of the melting pot, and he can't get a handle on it. Now 7 seconds to go. 17 keeping it in play.
Up. 4, 3,
See if
2.
they can get one shot off. From way downtown was 3.
Not a bad look.
0.4, and for all intents and purposes, that's the end of the second quarter. What a half. How electric was this? It's 6-3, the Navy SEAL Foundation team up on the Green Beret Foundation team. We had it all. Navy SEAL Foundation goes on a little bit of a run here. GBF fighting back. What an excellent day.
Yeah, the Navy SEAL Foundation, their team started off hot, right? They were running, they were shooting, they scored the first 2 bomb of the game, right? And then, the Green Berets started to settle in, right? They started picking up ground balls of their own, right? They started riding hard, causing some turnovers, right? Playing fast in the middle of the field, right? They cut the lead, and here we go. Like I said earlier, there's not a soul in gold that thinks they're going to lose this game. They all know. Matter of fact, they all know that they're going to win this game. They're going to go in there, they're going to talk it out.
Ground ball super even, face off super even. We're going to head down to the field and chat with Coach Joe Alberisi. And Coach, pretty even game to start things off. Your Green Beret Foundation team coming back, chipping into the lead. What have been your impressions here of the first half?
Yeah, I just love the way we finished. We were down 6-1, not much going for us offensively, but I love the response that our guys had. Scored a couple and really put a lot of pressure on the goal. I think that sort of thing on the offensive end is what we've just got to double down on in the second half here. Defensively, I like where we are with our matchups. I think we're pretty strong athletically, one-on-one. We just got caught not looking away from the ball a couple of times, and we'll get that cleared up here at halftime.
Well, you spent several days with these players now. You've had a chance to look at the opposition. What's been your impression as practice translates to gameplay here at Gillette Stadium today?
Yeah, listen, it's for these guys, they're winning wars for us right now. They haven't had a lacrosse stick in their hand in a while for a lot of them. So I think as the game has progressed, they've gotten just accustomed to the speed of it all. So, I thought we played a better second quarter, a better second half of the second quarter. So that's encouraging as we move through into the second half.
Coach Alberisi, we thank you for your time and good luck here in the second half.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks to the PLL for giving everybody this opportunity.
Good luck,
amazing.
Coach.
Thank you.
That was Coach Joe Alberisi of the Green Beret Foundation team. Coming up at halftime, we remember the life of Jimmy Regan, and we'll be joined by special guests from the Navy SEAL Foundation. This is the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. We'll be back after this. This is ESPN+. Welcome you back inside our broadcast booth. Jake Zimmer alongside California Redwood star Nakeie Montgomery. Well, so many professional lacrosse players have had ties to serving our nation, and today we're thinking about the life of Jimmy Regan. Grew up on Manhasset in Long Island, went to Chaminade High School, was a standout there, and then a 2-time ACC champion at Duke. Turned down offers in finance and law school to enlist in the United States Army. He just said, "This is what I have to do." Regan had a decorated career as a machine gunner and a fire team leader, went on 2 deployments each to Afghanistan and Iraq, and he tragically lost his life at 26 years old when an IED targeted his vehicle. In his memory, Duke Lacrosse has hosted their annual military appreciation game for several years now. You see the JR10 logos on the helmets here. Our own Nakeie Montgomery has played in this game before, and Nakeie, knowing what Jimmy Regan sacrificed for our nation, what does playing in that game mean to you?
It's always special, playing in this game once a year as a reminder that, it's bigger than you, and it's bigger than me, it's bigger than all of us, and it's about all of us, and him, being in my shoes and going to Duke and then, like you said, right, turning down jobs to go and serve our military for the greater good and protect us means the world, and that's the ultimate act of selflessness.
Well, whether it's playing lacrosse at Chaminade, leading Duke to those 2 ACC titles, there's one thing consistent about the people that talked about Jimmy and that he was a great teammate. The PLL honors Jimmy Regan each year by awarding the Jimmy Regan Teammate Award, given to the league's ultimate teammate. There's loads of great teammates that have won this award before. Brody Merrill, your teammate Jack Kelly has won that award. This year you've got your teammate Cole Kirst, the reigning winner of the Jimmy Regan Teammate Award, nominated.
And let me tell you, in his second year, he was an even better teammate. Right? It already says so much that a first-year player can come in and win the Jimmy Regan Teammate of the Year. And he was even better this year, right? He's staying after practice late. He's picking up balls still. He's picking everyone up. I mean, he's just an incredible ball of energy, and it's so contagious, and it's such a blessing to be able to play with him.
Ryan Ambler of the Utah Archers and Austin Cowd of the Carolina Chaos, the other 2 nominees. The PLL will announce the Jimmy Regan Teammate Award winner, along with all of the end-of-season awards, on Friday, September 13th. Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. Your score 6-3 in favor of the Navy SEAL Foundation. At halftime, we just told you about the life and legacy of Jimmy Reagan. Brendan Looney also paid the ultimate sacrifice for his country. He was tragically killed in action while serving the Navy SEALs in Afghanistan in 2004. The PLL extends the Brendan Looney Leadership Award annually to the player who demonstrates tremendous leadership. Nakeie, another one that has PLL legends laid in all over it. Kyle Harrison won it twice. Tom Schreiber up for it this year after winning it last year. Marcus Holman and Matt Dunn you see on there as well. One of the greatest honors in this sport is to be named an excellent leader.
Right. I mean, it's incredible, right? Matt Dunn, Marcus Holman, Tom Schreiber, guys I grew up watching. Right now it's cool playing against them and watching where they are taking the game that I currently get to play. It's incredible.
And speaking of leadership, we caught up with one of the most renowned military leaders, retired U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink, who had this to say about Brendan Looney.
You know, when I think of lacrosse players in the SEAL teams, there was an individual in the SEAL teams named Brendan Looney. He went to the Naval Academy, actually showed up to the Naval Academy as a football player, and he just didn't quite have the size to play football and get a lot of playing time, and so he switched over to lacrosse. And luckily, he was a great athlete, so he could add value to the team, but he never really became a star player just because he didn't have the background of lacrosse. But he was a core component of leadership on that team and had such a great attitude that it moved the team. And he was an influential guy on that team and a leader on that team, even though he came into lacrosse pretty late. He ended up in the SEAL teams. He was killed over in Afghanistan, but I remembered when he was going through training, I remembered him. He just had an awesome attitude, just a stud. And so when I think of a lacrosse player, that's the guy that I think of. Someone that's determined, someone that makes things happen, someone that gets aggressive but isn't out of control. When I think of lacrosse, I think of Brendan Looney, and Brendan Looney is absolutely the type of guy that anybody would want in their SEAL platoon. So I'm definitely going to be thinking about him as I watch this game and remembering the type of person that he was and the legacy that he now has carrying on through lacrosse and the SEAL teams.
We're joined up here in the broadcast booth now by retired U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink and the CEO of the Navy SEAL Foundation, Robin King. We can't thank you both enough for joining us here in the booth. Now, Jocko, you just mentioned it in that video. You never played lacrosse. You knew what it was, right? But in your eyes, how significant is this game to be played between some of the most elite special operations forces in the world?
For me, it's just seeing, our warriors out there, people that have this type of background, and they can get out there and compete against each other and enjoy themselves in a very competitive environment. You can see that they're getting after it out there. It's great to see, and it's great to support both the Navy SEAL Foundation and the Green Beret Foundation, and that's why I showed up.
You watched the first half, both of you folks, right? You can see the energy and the physicality. It almost seems palpable out there. Robin, what are your reactions to this first half?
The guys are having a great time. The families are down there cheering like I haven't seen in a long time. Getting to be together in something that's just fun is fantastic for all of them, and the guys are getting after it.
Well, we got things going here in the second half as the Navy SEAL Foundation team up on the Green Beret Foundation team 6-3, and obviously Jocko and Robin, a little pep in your step knowing that your side has the 3-point advantage here.
Yeah, but we never count our chickens before they hatch. We still got a half to play, so we've got to stay strong.
This half opened up with some physicality, that's for sure. Strap up. We've got a whole 2 quarters to go.
As a reminder, Navy SEAL Foundation team moving left to right here in the second half in the blue uniforms. The Green Beret Foundation team, the military beige, they'll move right to left. As the Green Berets will take over. Jocko, several comments made to the jerseys today of the Navy SEAL Foundation team, in particular with the frog on the front. What's the significance of this frog as a Navy SEAL?
Yeah, so the frog represents the frog man, which is our forefathers in the underwater demolition teams. They were called frogmen. And so eventually the underwater demolition teams became the SEAL teams, and we hold a lot of heritage and pride in being frogmen. And that's why they chose that to put on their jerseys.
It's a good save by the Green Beret Foundation team, who switched up goalies. I'll swap out number 10 for 4 again to protect the identities of the Special Operations Command veterans. We'll be referring to our players by their name their number and their team. As the Green Beret Foundation team going to work, 17 has scored twice today against this pesky Navy SEAL Foundation defense. Jocko, you were born and grew up in northwestern Connecticut, so you'd been around lacrosse a bunch, but you know, when, as we pause there, a beautiful goal for the Green Beret Foundation team. Torches the net, and Nakeie, that's just, can't get any better than that.
Lacrosse is so funny, right? Because the goalie's like, then the defenseman's like, right? Kind of maybe thinking that's a shot we'll give up, right? And then you give up the shot and it goes, right? That happens sometimes. 6-4, it's a close one.
It's 24's first for the Green Beret Foundation.
Just a down the alley, put it low and away, see if the goalie can get there.
So being that this was my first lacrosse game ever, and I saw the goalies with no pads on, that was a little surprising to me.
Even for you.
Yeah.
It's a lot less than you might think, right? You know, sometimes in box lacrosse you get the hockey pads and all that, but I think that's a big shock of someone that hasn't seen lacrosse. They show up and say, "Where's the goalie's pads?"
Well, especially someone as tough as you. I mean, they must be really under-padded.
One of our pregame discussions, Jocko, you're telling our team about watching Pat Kavanaugh in one of the final 4 games this year for Notre Dame. He basically had to rig up an external hamstring for himself. And, I mean, how tough is that for someone to come out and immediately get right back into the battlefield?
That was just outstanding. And you know, that was representative. Like you said, guys going back out on the battlefield, this is what the special operations people do. They go out, you're gonna get dinged up on deployment, whether you hurt your ankles, knees, shoulders, back, or whether you get actually wounded, you're gonna get dinged up, and the guys, they get back out there every time. It's awesome to see.
The Green Beret Foundation comes away with a takeaway here. It's 6-4. Green Beret Foundation chipping away. Navy SEALs got off to a really good start. We're up 6-1 at one point, so it's a 3-0 run. What impressed you most about the gameplay of the Navy SEAL Foundation here? Was it the physicality? Was it the teamwork? The leadership?
It is physicality. It's pretty intense. I had, like Jocko said, no pads. They're out there just hammering away at each other.
Well said.
You know, Jocko being from that northwestern Connecticut origin, so what was your first exposure to lacrosse? You didn't play, but did you know people that played? How'd you get involved?
They just, you know, they had it around. New England has a lot of lacrosse in it, so I'd see it, but they didn't have it at my school, so never played it.
What was your sport of choice, out of curiosity?
I played soccer and basketball, oddly enough.
Both winter sports?
No, soccer, where I come from, is a fall sport.
Gotcha. What position in soccer?
Fullback.
There you go.
Yeah, defense.
Yes, sir. I mean, even look at that ride, right? Like, you know, one could say he could have just let him walk by, but that's not in their DNA, right? That's not in any of their DNA. They're gonna fight. They're gonna tooth and nail. They're gonna claw, right? They're gonna let you know they're there. They're keeping going. They're relentless.
Green Berets moving the ball well. Flag comes down. We're gonna play this out. It'll be an off-ball foul on the Navy SEAL Foundation. See how the rest of the possession plays out. The pass gets mishandled. Crosses the timeline. Yeah, the penalty coming up here. There'll be too many men on the Navy SEAL Foundation. Dave Pinciero's the head referee.
Offsides, blue, 30-second foul.
So the Navy SEAL Foundation with a rare miscue today as the Green Beret Foundation goes back on the power play. Bit of work cut out for him now. Green Beret Foundation is 1 for 1 on the power play so far. It's a great look on net.
Great look.
He just sails it right. Jocko, a little bit of a military lesson in there. You know, somebody screws up. How do they react to, you know, a failure and have the right leadership on the field to get them through it? We're about to find out for the Navy SEAL Foundation.
Yeah, you can't focus on the mistakes. You got to deal with the hand that you've been dealt. You got to move forward.
Right, well, that sounds so simple, but what about, you know, in the field of battle, right? We've trained for 6 months, right? This step, it's going to look like this, right? And now it doesn't, right? That's hard to deal with sometimes, right?
Well, actually, the steps that you planned on is actually not going to look like that. So we get very used to adapting and overcoming, and changing our plan as needed, as the terrain dictates, as the enemy dictates. We figured out how to make things happen regardless.
Navy SEAL Foundation stifles the power play on the other end, trying to break a scoreless streak of the last 15 minutes, and there's a flag on the play. It'll be on the Green Berets this time. Looks like a slashing.
Fouls on Army, 42, 1 minute, slash.
So 42 of the Green Beret Foundation gets a 1-minute slashing penalty, and just like that, they turn a miscue into an opportunity. The NSF going on the power play. Here's another look at the replay. And Nakeie, you know, you applaud the physicality, but occasionally you get, you know, a high hit there.
That was like to the throat.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it gets a little out of control. You got to say, oh, my bad.
In the booth with Jocko Willink, who is one of the most well-known voices in leadership, not just in the military, but in business as well. Authored Extreme Ownership and the Dichotomy of Leadership. It's winding up, and it's a save.
Good look, good save.
For the Green Beret Foundation.
On it.
Uh-oh.
Six saves.
Uh-oh.
As they try to shovel it in on the ground. No Cigar Army's there to back him up.
We'll say the Green Berets stole one there. Let's get out. Let's get out of here. Look at the pressure. Look at the pressure.
Still 30 seconds on the power play here, so NSF's going to put a lot of pressure on him here in the ride.
Bodies on the ground.
Trying to keep it
intense.
In was 3 for GBF. Go back to the Navy SEAL Foundation team. Less than 20 seconds to go on the power play now. They can get one more shot off if they want to. Firing away, just missing. His number 40.
From the Navy SEAL Foundation team, number 40. He's taking 3 or 4 twos. He's pulling them. He's confident.
NSF has missed their last 9 shots. As the Green Beret Foundation kills off the power play here. NSF scoreless in their last 17 minutes or so. Outsider's perspective, Robin and Jocko, how do you turn this thing around, get a little more offense reinvigorated here?
I think they got to keep that pressure up, and they're going to keep pushing hard. And you know, that's another thing just to talk about. You see these guys, there's been a couple injuries today already. And one thing that when I talk about the Navy SEAL Foundation, I say that the Navy SEAL Foundation cares about the Navy SEALs more than Navy SEALs care about themselves. So
wow.
The guys are out there. They're going to put the job first. They're going to put the mission first. They're going to put the country first. They're going to put the nation first. And they sacrifice their personal time. They sacrifice time with their family. They sacrifice their health. And they do all of that without thinking about it. And the group that thinks about that for us in the SEAL teams is the Navy SEAL Foundation. They care about us more than we care about ourselves. So it's great to be able to be here and support this great organization that does so much to help SEALs and their families continue to be able to accomplish what they accomplish.
And a great transition, Robin, as we brought up on the broadcast earlier, the 5 pillars: strength, resilience, health, education, and community. You know, in your eyes, how does that impact the lives of both former and current Navy SEALs?
Well, our focus is to ensure that these guys and their families have everything they need at every stage of their career. So whether it's active duty, return to duty issues, wounded, ill, and injured.
That's a goal there for the Navy SEAL Foundation. It's Jocko Willink and Robin King clapping in the booth here. They break a streak.
Am I supposed to be non-biased? Is that what's happening? Just because I'm in the booth?
Well, we know that's out the window.
Go teams, go teams.
We know where you stand here. 7-4 in favor of the Navy SEAL Foundation as they get back on the board after a long scoreless streak. 7-4 NSF over the Green Beret Foundation. This is the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. We are here in the booth with retired U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink and the CEO of the Navy SEAL Foundation, Robin King. We can't thank you folks enough for joining us on a beautiful day here at Gillette Stadium, some of the nation's best going at it in a game of lacrosse. Robin, you know, we were just chatting about the support that the Navy SEAL Foundation gives to both active duty and veterans. You know, how important is it for these folks to stay active in a game as competitive as lacrosse and something as high energy as this?
Well, you know, you think about the everyday life is pretty serious, right? So getting to get out here and do something that they love. Every one of these guys is experienced in this game. They played in college and even professionally, and left professional lacrosse to join the teams. So getting together and getting to have this camaraderie in this, you know, fantastic environment that still has that military element, is just bringing some joy that, you know, they don't always get to have in this different environment. And the families, like I said before, are just having a blast. The little kids running around with the shirts on over there and cheering for their team and having their little scarf with the different, you know, Green Beret Foundation or Navy SEAL Foundation on it. There's a lot of pretty good cheering going on the sidelines.
And we were just chatting about this with the folks at the Green Beret Foundation too. You'd have to imagine that a lot of the families, especially because the players may not have picked up a lacrosse stick in so long, a lot of these families may be seeing this sport for the first time in person. So it must be an incredible environment out there with the families as well. Glad to know they're having some fun. Timeout for the Green Beret Foundation as Coach Alberisi will pause it here. Take care of your people is the message here, and of course extreme ownership, the dichotomy of leadership, a lot of lessons packed into that one. Take care of your people is, and you know, how does that translate to the lacrosse field as well? You know, you gotta, you know, obviously make sure everybody's on the same page, all in to fight the same fight, but you know, on a lacrosse field, in your eyes, how does that translate here?
So here's where the take care of your people can get a little bit confusing. You know, if you have a young SEAL officer and you tell him to take care of his people, he might think to himself, oh, what I need to do is let my people go home early, or not push them really hard, or maybe let them get away with some things. And the reality is that's not how you take care of your people. The way you take care of your people is you make sure that they're trained well, you make sure that they're equipped well, you make sure that you do push them hard during training, you make sure that there is discipline within the unit, and that therefore they have the best lethality and the best survivability as a team. So it's the same thing on the lacrosse field. You know, if you're a coach of a lacrosse team and you want to take care of the team, how do you best take care of them? By letting them slack off, by letting them cut practice, by not making them put out during their practices? No, if you really want to take care of the team, you push them hard, you impose that discipline, you instill that self-discipline in each of the players. They work together as a team, and that's how you get the win.
Green Beret Foundation punches it home here. They break the drought from the 10:09 mark, and they're back on the board, 7-5, closing the gap on NSF. Here's another look, Nakeie, the athleticism on display. Nice little spin dodge there.
Right, they're just nipping at your heels, right? They're not going to give up. It's everything we talked about. All they do is hard. All they do is uphill, right? This is just another day for them, right? And they're just as excited as they were when the first face-off happened.
First goal of the day for 3 on the Green Beret Foundation side.
Jocko, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
And Robin as well, please. I follow you, and I see what you're doing, and you're always active, you're always bettering yourself, right? This morning, right? You made a run this morning, right? You worked out this morning, you got after it, right? Everyone's chasing long-term goals. What would your advice be to anyone chasing long-term goals who, you know, some days they get tired, or some days they're less motivated than they were the day before? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say don't count on motivation, because you're not going to be motivated every day, and that's just the way it is. No one wakes up every single day and just is, oh, I'm super motivated to do this thing that's going to suck. So I don't count on motivation at all. I just count on discipline. I do what I'm supposed to do. And that's you do that over and over and over and over and over again, and eventually you'll get where you want to be.
And it starts with doing it once?
Yeah, it starts with doing it right now.
Right now, there we go.
I love it. It's great advice from retired U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. Navy SEAL Foundation going back to work. It's number 2 on X. Breaking free,
what a
diving shot by 40, and 4 comes up with the save for the Green Beret Foundation.
And they're trying to run.
9th save for Team GBF today. They swapped out goalies at halftime. 9 saves among them. And Jocko, to go back to the point on leadership, right? A big point of, you know, kind of what you've preached over the years. There's no bad teams, there's just bad leaders. So let's say you're not the captain of a lacrosse team, you're not sort of the guy in charge. How do you make sure that you're a good leader? As Army Green Beret Foundation punching it home, they close the gap to 7-6.
Whoa!
So certainly the leadership of the Navy SEAL Foundation, this is a bit of a formidable place to be in. You're up by 1 going into that last quarter. They're going to bank on that leadership, Jocko. So, you know, maybe it's not the captain, maybe it's not the guy they go to, but how do you ensure that you're being a good leader for your team?
Yeah, well, first of all, in the SEAL teams, everyone is a leader. And in any organization, you want everyone on the team to be a leader. So if you're going on an assault to take down a target, sure, there's an overall person in charge, but there's a guy that's in charge of the breach team. There's a guy that's in charge of the assault team. There's a guy that's in charge of external security. There's a guy that's in charge of detainees. There's someone that's in charge of every little element of the operation. And so everyone needs to be able to step up and be a leader. Not to mention you have cases where leader goes down, leader gets hurt, leader gets wounded, leader gets killed. Another leader's going to seamlessly take their place. So out here on this lacrosse field, it's going to be the same thing. There's going to be moments where somebody's going to step up and lead, even though they may not be the captain. They're going to lead in that moment and get the job done.
10 seconds left. The Navy SEAL Foundation trying to settle in, but their possession's derailed, and they'll pick it off in the clear. Winding up from way out was 29 on Team NSF.
Why did that feel dangerous?
Had a formidable look to it, right?
Look at the pressure.
Maybe one last possession, and they can't handle it.
All right.
7-6 your score as we go into the third quarter. Jocko and Robin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I better
Appreciate
get back
it.
down there. It's bad luck for me up in this booth.
I know, we're not helping.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. This is going to be a great one down the stretch, 7-6 in favor of the Navy SEAL Foundation as we welcome in their head coach, Joe Amplo. And Coach, this has been a wild game, many different turns here. Your team holds a 1-goal lead. What do you have to do to defend it here?
We got to take care of the ball. I think our guys are playing hard. Both teams are playing really hard, but we got to take care of the ball so we can play a little bit more offense.
Coach, thanks a bunch for your time. We're looking forward to seeing who defends their honor here in this one. NSF leading 7-6. Jake Zimmer and Nakeie Montgomery here in the booth with you. Well, one thing that stands out, Team NSF is dominating the Green Beret Foundation 12-4 in face-offs. That is a massive advantage coming in down the stretch, Nakeie.
Oh yeah, it's evident. But let me tell you, the Green Beret oh wow, they are doing everything. Right, the Green Beret Foundation, they're doing everything. Right, they're buckling down on that 32-second shot clock. Right, and since the first quarter, for the most part, they're getting the stops that they need. And here we go. Let's see if they can get the clears that they need. Oh boy.
Navy SEAL Foundation had a 6-1 lead at one point.
Navy gets it back.
They lost
They're
their
trying to slow it
5-point
down.
advantage and went up to 6, or correction, it was 6-4 at one point, and then
Yeah.
Green Beret Foundation come back and make it 7-6 late in the third quarter.
Now they're going to slow it down. Right now, we're playing fourth quarter for high percentage looks only. Right, that means draw a slide, move it. Right, that's a high percentage look. Great block by the Green Beret defenseman. Now we're fighting for a ground ball.
Yeah, great look by the NSF team here.
NSF picks it up, running around the back of the cage. Simple forward pass to a goal.
Gotta love the passing there and put home by 27.
Listen to the roar. Oh, listen to the roar of the crowd. What a play. Tough ground ball, running away from the defenseman. Find my teammate, he puts it home. We're up 2.
Second goal of the day for 27 for NSF. Here's another look at it. Some great passing initiated by 14. He's got all the defenders chasing him at X. Unmarked, 27 virtually puts it home.
Right, for everyone watching in lacrosse, right, if it's college, if it's high school, if it's the pros, right, a lot of the times when you fail to clear, that next possession comes back and it might bite you, right? That's just the numbers, right? Those second possessions from high school to the pros, maybe 50, 60, 70%. They're definitely getting shots, right? So when you get a save or you do get a turnover, it's important. You got to be able to clear the ball, get it to your offense, and have a chance that way. Other than that, your defense now has to play defense again. They thought they were getting out. Now they're tired a little bit more, right? Things are a little slower. That's pretty classic across all levels of the sport.
NSF snaps a 5-1 run for the Green Beret Foundation team. It's broken up by a defender here.
And no one knows who stepped in front or blocked that shot, but not a soul moved or flinched. This is just what they do.
It's true. They are quite literally throwing their bodies on the line.
The mission, don't let the Navy SEAL Foundation team throw it in our goal. The solution, just step in front of the ball. And what it looks like is a fly landed on my shoulder.
Yep. So tough and physical here in this game at Gillette Stadium. For the inaugural Stars and Stripes Classic, it's Green Beret Foundation
Nice
looking to score again.
Yeah, they're playing fast. They're running. They're running. They know they've got to. They're doing well. They're doing great, right? But now they're playing against the clock. Now we're playing against the clock.
Possession pause there by Team NSF.
Oh!
But the Green Beret Foundation team,
oh wow,
relentless, trying to pry it out.
They're gonna give it back to him.
Let's see how the officials adjudicate
yes,
here.
They
Indeed,
are.
they will.
Green Beret Foundation's ball.
Looked like Brian Abbott, the referee, that's going to award it the other way.
Oh, here's a dangerous guy with the ball. 17. He wanted it. Good save. Good save by the Navy SEAL Foundation goalie.
6 saves.
Look at the ride, though. The relentless ride.
Goalie.
The relentless ride. The relentless ride from both teams, man. This is what they know. Right, lacrosse, haven't played in a little bit. Hustle, that's all they do. Hustle, not give up, right? Be resilient, be relentless, that's them.
And I mean, for you, Nakeie, as a professional athlete that plays on this very field, this must be some level of inspiration for you, seeing these folks that are defending our country come out and play the creators game, playing it so well. They're doing it, you know, they're giving it the honor it deserves.
Dude, it's incredible, man, and it's what they're doing, what they do in their everyday lives, and where they come from, right? Like we said earlier in the broadcast, a lot of these guys weren't 18 and signed up to go to Army or go to Navy, right? A lot of them went to regular universities, right? And then somewhere over their course of their tenure at their school, right, they decided that they're going to live their life out for the greater good, right? They're going to live their life for something much, much bigger than them, right? And obviously, like you said, right, to watch that group of guys come out here on this field and have fun together playing, it's awesome.
NSF trying to cook something up here, but the Green Beret Foundation team gobbling him up. Ground ball still loose. A couple of bodies hit the floor.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Army
yeah.
still after it.
All right, whose PT's harder, right? Whose PT's harder? What a save.
Firing away and a save for GBF.
Clutch save by the GBF. Defense is keeping them in this thing. That's 7.5 minutes. Need 2 goals from the GBF.
10 saves over the 2 goalkeepers for the Green Beret Foundation.
Oh.
Big hit. There's a flag on the play now. See if the Green Beret
Make
Foundation team can put something together here.
I say make them pay. If they want to get a penalty, we got to make them pay. Let's see what our plan is here with the Green Berets.
They're going to slow it down, draw some action up.
Whoa.
Winding up for 2.
Almost. Good call. He shot that same shot from there in the second quarter. Good take.
Flag on the play here.
Fouls on 11 blue. 1 minute, unnecessary.
We return back from break. It'll be a Green Beret Foundation power play as they chase 2. Back after this, it's a Stars and Stripes Classic powered by Ticketmaster.
The Department of Defense and its component departments do not endorse any non-federal entity, product, or service involved at this event. Appearance of any DoD resources or personnel at this event does not imply endorsement of any non-federal entity involved.
Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes Classic, powered by Ticketmaster. What a treat this game has been as the Green Beret Foundation team goes to the power play. Talking about being physical and hitting. Nakeie Montgomery's only been called for 1 penalty in PLL history. It was only a minute long. You remember which one it was?
I don't. I have no clue. I was thinking about that at the end of the season.
Well, our statisticians say it's a cross-check, so I'll let you marinate that for a bit. Shot there by 3, who scored once today for the Green Beret Foundation. Comes up empty here.
Uh-oh.
They get the rebound back. Winding up for 2.
That would have been something.
Would have tied the game on the power play and made it 8-8.
A loose ball right in the middle of the field. Just pick it up and sling it. Nice take, man. That was a nice take. Oh, and just like that, failed clear. Unforced turnover by the Navy SEAL Foundation team, and another chance for the Green Berets. They are still man up. See if they can keep this advantage, get it upfield, and go.
As a reminder, given the necessity of protecting the identity of the players competing in today's game, we'll be referring to them by number and team. So no names.
That was almost crazy.
On our broadcast today. Almost crazy down there.
Do they know that they're man up? Do they know that they're man up? Get that pole off. There we go, there we go.
Making some personnel switches here.
Well, we gotta hurry up. We gotta hurry. Oh, they're even.
Berets wants the right group on the field at this point.
They're back even. 5.5 left. The Green Beret Foundation needs 2.
See what they can muster up, but it's going to be tough against this strong Navy SEAL Foundation defense here.
Right, like we said earlier in the opening, right? These are two coaches who routinely hold their opponents to 10, 11, and below. Right, these are two coaches who always are going to have great defenses playing in front of their goalies.
It's a good stop for Navy SEAL Foundation team. But this Army riding defense has been unbelievable.
These guys are all so strong. Just watch them push each other. They're all so strong. Nice timeout there by Coach Amblow. Nice timeout.
The Navy SEAL Foundation will take a timeout now.
Finishers, guys that are going to catch it and shoot it. Let's see how the Green Berets defend it. This is a little classic set. Ball side Mumbo. No one slides, so he just shoots it. Simple.
That's a great goal. Beautiful one for number 2 on the Navy SEAL Foundation team side. And just like that, they've got a 3-point advantage.
Look at Coach Amplo walking back. Everybody's getting 5s. Everybody give me some skin. We're up 3. 6'9" Navy SEAL Foundation team.
Second goal of the day for NSF. Here's another look. I like the dodging there and straight through the alley.
Right? It says you don't want to slide? You sure you don't want to slide? Okay, fine. I'll just step in and shoot.
Yeah, no help defender on the weak side there.
It looked like, though, the plan, if they were to have slid, would have been to throw it forward to that ball side Mumbo coming out. Now, this is a rare almost Green Beret Foundation face-off win.
NSF's going to take possession. We're back and forth, scrapping as Nakeie just mentioned, and GBF will come away with the ball here.
Now they got 4 minutes, 3 goals. Right now we got to start pressing. Right, we got to start pressing. Our defense has got to start pressing out. Right, and we got to go.
And how do you approach this from a GBF standpoint? Is this a mad dash? Do you have to play with a little urgency? That'll help.
That's exactly how you begin to approach it.
That'll certainly help as 24 comes straight down the side and scores.
We got to play simple. We got to get pucks on net.
Second goal of the day for 24. And the urgency picks up. You can tell. You know, they've got a little pep in their step here. Nobody's kind of losing their composure.
Nope.
But they know what the mission at hand is, and they know the time's running out.
It's the same story, right? The SEALs, the Navy SEAL team, they're in a great spot, right? But 4 minutes, you're going to have to deal with unrelenting pressure for this last 4 minutes. Every ground ball, every shot, every chase to the inline, right? The Green Beret Foundation is going to be all out. They still think they're going to win this game.
It's only 32 seconds of a response in between goals for GBF. And it's 9-7. Under the 4-minute mark.
These guys are like superheroes, man. Imagine telling one of these guys they can't do something.
Takes a special persona to play in the first ever organized lacrosse game between the 2 special operations divisions of the U.S. military.
Good D. All right, we got a chance. Down 2, 3.5 minutes left. Green Beret Foundation's got the ball. We got to clear it. We got to clear it, get it to our offense.
3.5 to go now. Let's see if this NSF clear lets up, and of course they won't. They're just going to make them work for it.
I mean, what a job Navy's doing on the ride. Right, the Navy SEAL Foundation is organized on their ride. They're working together. They're telling everyone, go to their spot, go to your spot, right? And it's paying off.
The ride's been pesky on both sides, but the cost turnover battle fairly even as well. NSF has a slight 15-13 advantage over the Green Beret Foundation. 10 seconds on the shot clock. GBF chasing 2. Pass goes errant.
You got to poison it. Nice.
He'll huck it up and make the Navy SEAL Foundation goalkeeper make a save. And here come the SEALs.
Right, they haven't played in a little bit, but you just know, right? You run by the attackman, you put your stick out in front of you, you know. They still got it. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, you know, you just get the training wheels back on. You saw quite a bit of time in the first quarter. Took until the 5:40 mark to score. But now both teams with 27 shots on the dot. They're finding their rhythm here as the game moves on. It's like riding a bike, as you mentioned. The skill was there somewhere. They've just got to reach in and channel it again.
Man, they're going to want to play tomorrow.
They're going to be asking you to suit up for the Redwoods. Like, Nakeie, hook it up.
Here we go. Here's number 2 on the Navy SEAL Foundation.
5 seconds to go here on the shot clock, and the pass intercepted by 25
All
GBF.
right, just under 2 minutes. We need 2 goals from the Green Beret team. Oh, going back the other way. Costly turnover on the ride again, right? Navy SEAL Foundation team's riding hard. Their defense is down there creating turnovers on the ride.
They push the tempo here, and it comes up empty. Let's see what Team NSF has in store. Under a minute and a half to go.
You can see them, right? They're catching it. They're looking up at the clock. They're getting it around, right? They're doing the let's win this game thing, right? Classic. And
nearly picked off on one side, and the putback can't go either. Flags down on the field.
What a
NSF
save!
With one more shot from beyond the arc, and a great kick save by the GBF goalkeeper. Let's see what the flag is now. Some activity around the crease here. They'll have to clean this all up.
The physicality is through the roof. Look, there's a minute left. Oh man, it's great. Never quit, right? Never quit. Any kids watching at home?
Fouls on 51 Navy. 30 seconds, push.
Now the Navy SEAL Foundation gets the penalty here. Here's the replay. And it looks like maybe Dave Pinciero misspoke. It was 51 for Army, the Green Beret Foundation. And NSF will go on the power play here.
You'd probably say that was a good call.
So NSF back on the power play. This is a clutch time for this one.
Looks like they're mostly looking to possess.
How can you blame them? 50 seconds on the clock. Time's on your side, but you got to move, maybe get another if you can. This GBF goalkeeper makes a clutch save. Here come the Green Beret Foundation team.
Green Berets picking up the timeout. Looks like a timeout.
Coach Albarisi will pause it here. Crowd settling in here as Coach Albarisi and the coaching staff. Coach Albarisi's assistant, Bobby Benson, the head men's lacrosse coach at Providence College, and the architect behind
check it. Look at him.
2 of the best seasons in Maryland history.
Can he get it off? Can he get it off?
The long pole for GBF can't get it off.
Good idea, though. They just timed it up a little late. That was a great idea, though.
Less than 30 seconds to play. They can get one more look, maybe, as the ball skyrockets.
Yep, 20 seconds. They got a chance.
NSF here.
So now they got the read on it, though, right? They got the pole already over, and he's going back.
Pole retreats here now.
Got to step in.
They're going to swap it out for 24 as 3, who's taken several great shots today, just sails it over the crossbar.
12 seconds.
They've got some backup back there with 12 seconds to go.
We needed 2.
GBF's definitely in 2 hunting mode at this point.
Oh, he could have maybe given that to the Navy SEAL Foundation. 8 seconds. 8 seconds. We needed 2.
Here come the GBF team. 24, winding up, firing, just misses to the left. Would have been an interesting wrinkle, and they have no backup.
What a spot. Oh, man, just low and away on the goalie, near side.
Little pushing and shoving down the alley. Now the emotions start to run here late in this one.
Oh, yeah.
High octane last couple of possessions for GBF. Let's see if they have a miracle in them.
Right, some of the bravest, strongest, toughest, best men our country has, man. Like, so cool.
Mission complete for the Navy SEAL Foundation team. They are the champions of the inaugural Stars and Stripes Classic. And at the end of this one, the Green Beret Foundation team and the Navy SEAL Foundation, a couple of words exchanged, but they will go right back to serving our country.
Tons of pride.
Hand in hand. 9-7 is your score. The Green Beret Foundation team is the winner. Or correction, the Navy SEAL Foundation team is the winner of the inaugural Stars and Stripes Classic. Nakeie, just an incredible day of lacrosse. 2 of our nation's finest special forces. Incredible.
I mean, that was awesome to be a part of the first inaugural Stars and Stripes Classic. 2 teams, you know, 2 teams full of former high-end lacrosse players right back here getting after it, and it looked like they didn't miss a beat. It was seamless. It was powerful to watch.
That's a wrap of the 2024 Stars and Stripes Classic. Your final score, the Navy SEAL Foundation 9 and the Green Beret Foundation 7. The PLL Cash App playoffs get started later today with a pair of quarterfinal games. Carolina takes on Boston at 4 Eastern on ESPN2. Then at 6:30 Eastern, Denver battles Maryland on ESPN+. For Nakeie, Montgomery, and our entire crew, I'm Jake Zimmer. Thanks for watching the Stars and Stripes Classic, and so long from Foxborough, Massachusetts. Have a great afternoon, everyone.